Going to get started in just a second here talking about the evening snow. It is coming up on 6:34, and I wanted to give you an idea about what's going on. I think the next few snows, there should be some tonight, there could be some Saturday night, there could be some Sunday night. I think they're in the pesky category, so they put a little something on the roads. You got to be smart that way. And then it looks like there's nothing real major coming through, but we're getting from February into March here. It's still just a winter feel. So thanks for joining. I wanted to show you temperatures first because they're around in most cases just below the freezing mark. And they won't fall a whole bunch more, but the ground's been cold enough. Through the weekend was cold, yesterday was cold, and today hasn't been real toasty here either. So I think the point is, as the snow starts to pick up its pace later this evening, it'll start to stick to the roads, and you'll have to be a little smart on the roads, even though it's not going to be a lot of snow overall. I want to show you what's going on right now. This is our area with live radar coming on here. This is the last 3 hours, I think. The 6:30 goes back to 3:30, I think, and it shows the snow coming through. So you can see there. There we go, back to 3:30. So this is a 3-hour loop. Now, this is kind of like the appetizer. This is a little snow out in advance of the main swath that will swing through late evening into the early overnight. But I just wanted to show you there. It's Livingston County back into Jackson County. So it'll start to fall a little bit, but most of the action that will be more meaningful, even though it's not a lot, will be around 9 o'clock to about 1 o'clock in the morning. That's the batch swinging through. So that's what it looks like right now on the local radar. I got to find, sorry, I thought I prepped this a little bit better. I got to find the, here we go, little wider view to show you because this thing has worked. It took about 6 hours to go across Wisconsin. So you can see it's kind of in Milwaukee and even leaving Milwaukee now. So it was a 6-hour loop. That's what it did. And so it'll come through here pretty quickly as well. We have it shows on the national radar. This is why I always want to show you mostly what's going on with our local radars. This is a national composite. It takes a lot of the radars, puts them together like a jigsaw puzzle. But what it usually does is it says, okay, where's my highest rate of precipitation? I'll put that on the map. Well, look at it. It looks like it's snowing in Detroit right now, right? But I can go back to our own local radar here with the Weather Service in White Lake, and I'll show you that it absolutely is not snowing in Detroit right now. There are a few snow showers, again, Livingston County back to the west, but not in our area. When you do get a wider shot like this, it is helpful to see kind of the whole storm. That's why we use it. So snow is just getting started on the west side here. It'll be coming through. The main swath is, and I can zoom in on this, I guess. The main swath is up here. This batch that is, I'll stop it right here, is up here by Cadillac Traverse City down to Milwaukee. So that's the area that's going to swing through a little bit later this evening into our region. And then that will be when the snow starts to stick more to the roads and a few slippery spots develop. Again, kind of 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. is the concern for what's going through here. So here is Futurecast, 7 o'clock come up a little bit. There's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, most of it's gone. And then tomorrow in the morning, let me see, you're getting into about 6:37. There might be a few of these snow showers that up around Mount Pleasant come through. Those will be scarce, not real intense, and just kind of an iffy thing. So really it's about what's coming through the area here tonight. That's almost 10 o'clock again. So this swings through, it's over and done with, and I think there's plenty of time overnight for crews to get out and do some salting. I would imagine it's not a horrible drive tomorrow morning, especially the areas that are salted like the main roads, the interstates. You might have a few slippery spots on the neighborhood streets. So this is, let me zoom in a little bit here. This is snow that we're looking for again this evening. Detroit, Ann Arbor, to the south, it's a ½ an inch or less is the way to read that. All right. You mathematicians out there know your less than or equal signs. On the north side, northern suburbs, Livingston, Oakland, Macomb County, maybe even northern sections of Wayne and Washtenaw County, it's an inch or less. So it's a little bit more, still not a ton. Around I-69, it's about an inch. You get up into the thumb, and it's probably the tip of the thumb up in Huron County that has closer to a better chance to get to a couple of inches there. Here is one of our better computer models. And looking at some of the numbers that are coming through, again, I'll stop it here at 1 o'clock. And you can see if this printout is very similar to what I was showing you on our kind of generally hand-drawn map. Ann Arbor, Detroit, about a ½ inch, a little less to the south, start creeping up a little bit more as you go north, and the bulk of the snow, that's anything over 1 inch is up in the thumb. So not much, gets things a little slippery here and there, and that's a scoop. Now this is kind of interesting because we're back in a winter pattern, and so the flow is more from the west and northwest, and we're cold enough that this will be kind of interesting. Most of the weekend, when I show you the 7-day, looks dry, but we might get a little sneaky snow late Saturday evening, Saturday night. This is 9 o'clock Saturday, and that'll be an opportunity to come through. I don't think that's a whole bunch, but then again, right on the conveyor belt, right on the escalator coming northwest to southeast, there's another opportunity here. This is Sunday night at 9 o'clock. That one's a little juicier, but I think it stays more south than the other one. So the point is, maybe some more, like I said at the start of this, some pesky snows are possible. Middle of the weekend, Saturday night, and then maybe at the end of the weekend to get started early on Sunday. In both cases, it looks like most of the snow is overnight while you're inside, while you're asleep, not doing much, so I don't know that they're a big problem. Again, same thing like this. It's a little bit more active outside, of course, during the evening hours, but it's not a lot of snow. So 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. is when most of this snow falls and starts to stick to the roads. If you've got 1 inch of snow in your grass or on your deck rail or your porch, it doesn't necessarily mean there's 1 inch in the roads, because there's some melting that goes on there with the temperatures in the upper 20s and lower 30s, but just not too much. Overnight low temperatures tonight aren't real cold, 28 in Detroit. That's actually a little warm. See the up in the upper left-hand corner underneath tonight's forecast there. Average low is 23. Record low is 2 below. Even the record lows aren't that cold anymore. We are heading toward the end of February, which is the last day of February. The average high around here is 40. So February can be a changing month. Usually we think of that as March, but getting warmer statistically anyway. 28 overnight tonight in Detroit. The winds are up a little bit as well. And then this is going to come up in a second here. This is for tomorrow. Temperatures don't get real warm. Again, if you look at the top banner there underneath tomorrow's forecast, the average high is 38. We'll be at 33, 5 degrees short of where we should be. Let's see what I lost. I was reading some of the comments. Somebody said it's been 30 years since Twister was released, and that is true. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I had a role in Twister. I had a part in one of the scenes, and it was when the main character went back to the studio, and he's going to give up chasing, going to go back to broadcast meteorology, and I had a scene with him, but then I got cut 2 weeks before the movie was released. The good thing is I still get residuals, which is somewhere between every quarter, somewhere between 16 cents and about $16. So it's not that exciting, but it was fun to do. Bill Paxton and I did that scene together. It was a 45-second scene. It took 9 hours to film. Now you know why you pay a lot at the movie theater box. Anyway, I digress. Only because there's not a big deal tonight with the snow. But yes, somebody's talking about Twister. And that was a fun thing to do. Never got to meet Helen Hunt. That was kind of a bummer. All right, so anyway, tomorrow, low 30s. We're supposed to be about 5 degrees warmer. And so do we get warmer? And the answer is yes. It's kind of a slow burn to get there, though. The 7-day forecast is coming up. So 33 tomorrow. Pretty good breeze, makes it feel colder. 34 on Thursday, a little bit of sunshine. Friday, 45 is a quick spike there. Still 43 Saturday. That's a little misleading. That Saturday, 43 is probably middle of the day, and we certainly could be back in the 30s by the end of the day, maybe even mid-30s. That's why, even though it's 43, I've got that 20% chance of snow. That's late in the day. That's the batch I showed you trying to come in the evening, and it would be cooling down at that point. It's colder still on Sunday, about a 10-degree drop between the 2 days, and Monday's pretty chilly as well. So that's what's going on for those little snow opportunities over the weekend. I'll put it back here real quick and show you one more time. Snow is just getting started here in a few spots. This isn't the main little swath that's going to come through, but a little snow in Livingston County right now. Let this loop again for the last 3 hours. and you'll see not much, not much, not much, and then a few snow showers start to pop up. And the bulk of this is still just back around the lake and coming through Grand Rapids right now. That has a little bit better pace to it. That's what will impact the storms. All right, last graphic, and we'll get out of here. It's 6:45. We're going to go back, get on at 7 o'clock, and then we'll be on, of course, tonight at TV 20 Detroit at 10, and after the presidential speech at 11 o'clock. So snow forecast this evening, 9 p.m. to 1 a.m., half an inch or less, Detroit, Ann Arbor to the south, inch or less, northern suburbs, and 1 to 2 up in the thumb. All right, appreciate the comments and appreciate